people of the preserve's oldest natural attraction were now engaged in reconstructing portions of the Las Vegas Creek, which disappeared half a century ago when the growing population depleted the underground water sources that spring-fed it.
With the creek system here at the Las Vegas Springs, of course, we had the North Fork and the South Fork of the Las Vegas Creek that joined up just off of our property historically. From the time the water stopped flowing, the creek channels have been stable. The creek channels haven't changed. So we were able to identify 9 different spots where we could build these ponds in the creek channel.
And these ponds will nurture water-loving plants and provide habitat for aquatic animals that haven't had a place at the preserve for many years. But as with any construction project in this history-rich landscape, we are always aware of the possibility of unearthing unexpected archaeological artifacts.
Over the course of construction work here at the Springs Preserve, our archaeological monitor actually found what we would call, technically we would call a biface, which is a large ovoid shaped stone tool. And a biface is just a stone tool that's been worked on both sides, bifacially, so to speak. So rather than being a spear point or an arrowhead, this is just a stone tool. Most likely would have been used as a knife, but probably hafted on a piece of wood or perhaps an antler or something like that.
While it's a common shape and material, it may be most remarkable for its age.
This shape is known from going far back into the Middle Archaic, 8,000, 5,000 years ago or so, but also because of the patination. And by looking at that usually is an indication to us that it's very old.
And it gives us good reason to return to the area to search for more or similar bits and pieces of the past.
Well, we're going to go back to the place where we found the artifact in the creek, in the North Fork of the Las Vegas Creek, and we're going to do excavations. We're currently doing excavations there to see if there are any more artifacts. But it's not unheard of here at the Springs Preserve to find isolated artifacts, that is, one arrowhead, one spear tip, one piece of pottery in one place. So it's very possible that this is just an isolated artifact and we're not going to find anything more. But we're going to try to find more, of course.
We're also introducing our own structural artifacts to the preserve with the heavy lifting and moving that has gone into the restoration and relocation of 4 original Las Vegas Railroad cottages.
These cottages were originally built by the San Pedro, Los Angeles, and Salt Lake Railroad anywhere between 1910 and 1911. They were built for their workers. This was a major division point on their line between Salt Lake and Los Angeles. They had shops here, and so they needed to have housing for the workers to live here. They built 64 of these cottages originally, and now today there's not very many of them standing in their original location in downtown Las Vegas. And the 4 we have here were relocated in 2005 to this property.
Because we've paid special attention to returning them to their authentic state while we prepare them for their final foreseeable move across the property to their new home.
Currently we have contractors working here to remove non-historic parts of the buildings, to stabilize them and to prepare them for a move to their new location behind the Waterworks building on the Springs Preserve property. They are 100-year-old buildings made out of masonry and concrete blocks. There's quite a bit of stabilization that has to go into place before they're able to be moved. They're going to be put on the back of flatbed trucks and moved across our property to their new location,
which will be a memorable representation of their first Las Vegas neighborhood.
After we get the cottages moved into place at their new location, we're going to put them in a row. And we have historic photos showing what the cottage neighborhood looked like. And so we're going to put them in a row and try to recreate that cottage neighborhood at the Springs Preserve to give people a feel of what early Las Vegas was like and what life was like for railroad workers in that time period.
Adding another chapter to the time-spanning panorama that includes the springs in their natural state, the earliest travelers with their stone tools, the settlers that crowded around the property, and now the community that has returned to the preserve with a renewed appreciation for its life-giving history.
And so we're able to reach back into the past and pull something out to give to the people of Las Vegas and modern Las Vegas that they may not have seen or may not have ever have seen if we hadn't done this work.